Now at 10, how some kids in Pittsburgh today showed off their strength to first responders. Plus, man's best friend gets the spotlight at the Jasper County, Missouri Fair. And some athletes get together at Joplin Shuffle-Decker Pool to qualify for a spot in championships.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities are searching for a wanted man out of Cherokee County, Kansas, who they say is armed and dangerous. This is KOM News at 10. I'm Amber Jenkins. Authorities say 61-year-old Charles Amos stole a 2015 Chevy pickup at gunpoint from the owner this morning. They say Amos ran out of fuel in a stolen van out of Oklahoma, then went to a farmhouse in western Cherokee County and stole the truck. The owner of the truck confronted Amos, but police say Amos fired 2 rounds from a sawed-off shotgun at the owner. Cherokee County Sheriff David Groves says this is what the truck looks like. However, the actual truck has tinted windows. Once again, the suspect is considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information on him, you're urged to contact the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office. In Pittsburgh, some kids got the chance to put together their strength to the test this morning. It was for the Eagle Rising Challenge. The event was a chance for residents to meet and compete with local fire, police, EMS, and military personnel. KOM Fernanda Silva has the story.
Serving for 18 years, Warrant Officer Jessica Brent took her daughters to the Eagle Rising Challenge.
I feel like that they will be public servants in the future as well if they get this experience and exposure.
The goal of the activities was not only to connect with the community, but also to show the new generation's essential careers.
It instills like a positive climate throughout the community, and then also for future, if that's something that they want to do, then we raise up public servants for the future as well. So we build our future.
7th grader Isaac partnered with his little sister for the competition. For him, this was a training for his dream job.
I want to protect the U.S.
It is essential for the kids to look up for the ones that help protect the community and keep it safe.
The competition included 6 activities. Crawling, plank, and team run were some of them. Participants also joined a grenade throw competition simulated with water balloons.
And those who did not want to compete could still have fun, checking the military vehicles and equipment.
I wanted to look at the military trucks and them doing the parkour stuff. I like that one because have like ornate windows and a big truck.
In Pittsburgh, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
First responders and Army officials also participated in the competition. The Eagle Rising Challenge was organized by the U.S. Army Reserve's 1011 Quartermaster Company. It's a good time to teach an old dog some new tricks at the Jasper County Youth Fair. The Youth Fair is hosting a multitude of animal shows this week, with this morning's focus being on man's best friend, dogs. Dogs aren't the only animals getting their spotlight either. The Jasper County Youth Fair hosted events for horses, rabbits, and livestock, as well as other adorable animals. Some kids have a favorite event to do with their dog.
What I mostly like to do with him is rally, which is where they have these signs and you just walk up to whatever it says. Like it says a 360 turn, you do a 360 turn.
The fair continues through the week. And some folks in southeast Kansas are putting their vocal cords to the test. The Pittsburgh Public Library this afternoon hosted an All Together Now sing-along event. The program lets music lovers get together and enjoy an afternoon of fun by singing along to their beloved golden oldie songs. Sing-along leader JT Knowles says it's been a long time for something like this.
My history is just growing up with it. I had a family. My father sang all the time, my grandfather. I never took a ride in my grandfather's truck without him singing a song and asking me to sing along. So my whole life has been singing.
The sing-along was free and open to anyone. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for the first look at weather.
All right, it's been a calm day across the area. Lots of sunshine, even below normal temperatures, and lower dew points making it feel more comfortable out there. Radar is clear right now, so that's pretty good. As we go through the overnight hours into the morning, we're going to see temperatures dropping through the 60s to about 62 degrees by morning. And looking at tomorrow's UV index, it's going to be on the bad side. In fact, it's going to be extreme, which means about 10 to 15 minutes before you start burning. So make sure you have plenty of protection to help with the sun's rays. And looking down the lane, we do have some isolated storms in our forecast, but it's also going to get hot again. And then maybe next weekend, a little bit more unsettled. But of course, all this means the drought is worsening across our area, and I'll have more details on that in just a little bit.
Severe storms swept through parts of Oklahoma earlier this morning, bringing flooded roadways and wind damage. Damage includes downed power lines and debris, water across the metro Oklahoma City area. Several thousand Oklahomians are reported to be without power. An intense heat wave that continues across much of the country is with a lot of dangerous conditions, and some places have no relief in sight. And global heat records are raising alarms about a warming planet. Reporter Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
The heat of the summer is here, no matter where you are or who you are. The President and First Lady hit the beach in Delaware Saturday, soaking up rays in the ocean breeze right by other beachgoers. Everyone is looking to beat the heat, which in many places is at extreme levels.
Try to be done out of the fields by noon at the latest.
In the Southwest, excessive heat warnings are expected to last through the week. Phoenix has hit at least 110 degrees every day this month. Temperatures that can be dangerous.
It's not uncommon within 30 minutes to be unconscious from the heat.
In Wildwood, New Jersey, a fire at a substation knocked out power for tens of thousands, meaning no fans, no air conditioning.
I'm sweating.
The Earth itself broke heat records last week, with global temperatures reaching all-time highs. And scientists say it's more evidence of a changing climate.
In a word, human-caused warming. It's not rocket science. You make the planet hotter, you're going to get more frequent, intense, long-lasting heat waves.
Extreme wildfires are also a growing threat, like the Canadian fires that have polluted the air for millions of Americans.
We need to be removing greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, including planting more forests, taking better care of grassland and agricultural soils, removing carbon from the atmosphere, and cooling the climate.
A global problem heating up as millions try to cool down. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Experts say if we don't take action on climate change, searing heat waves will become the norm throughout the summer months. Coming up, a manhunt underway in Cleveland for a suspect involved in a mass shooting. We'll tell you what we know. Plus, President Biden departs for a 5-day trip to Europe. We'll have the latest as Ukraine asks for a spot in NATO. At least 9 people are recovering from gunshot wounds after someone opened fire in Cleveland on Sunday. No one has died, and police are looking for the person responsible. They say the victims include 7 men and 2 women, and they range in age between 23 and 38. At least 2 people underwent surgery. No word on their conditions. Detectives say it's unclear what sparked the violence. President Biden is departing for a 5-day European tour, the focus of which will be NATO's NATO summit. All of it against the backdrop of the U.S. announcing they will send cluster bombs to Ukraine. Kristen Benevez has the latest on the Ukraine's bid for NATO's membership.
Amid the carnage in Ukraine, President Vladimir Zelensky has been lobbying hard for NATO membership, something President Biden said is currently not in the cards.
I don't think it's ready for membership in NATO. I don't think there is unanimity in NATO at this moment, in the middle of a war.
The U.S. has agreed to send cluster munitions to Ukraine. The move is controversial because of the threat to innocent civilians. The weapon has been banned by over 100 countries. Cluster munitions break up like a firework midair, dropping smaller bomblets across a large region, which can remain underground for years and could explode long after war.
There is nothing controversial about it. We are fighting on our territory, brutal enemy.
Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S. told Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation that Ukraine will responsibly use the weapons and vowed not to use them in civilian-populated areas. Both Russia and Ukraine have been accused of using them during the war. The topic has caused division on the Hill. even among fellow Democrats.
I'm hoping that the administration would reconsider this because these are very dangerous bombs, they're dangerous weapons, and this is a line that I don't believe we should cross.
It's the Ukrainians who are asking to be able to use these on their own soil.
Ukraine is also running out of ammunition, which Mr. Biden said weighed into his decision to provide the cluster bombs. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
President Biden's 5-day trip to Europe begins in the UK before heading to the NATO summit. The president will also stop in Finland. A little later, swimmers compete in Joplin for a chance in the long course championships.
It was a lot more comfortable out there today. I'll be back to let you know when the heat and humidity comes back in our forecast when we come back. Well, we had a pretty nice weekend across the 4 states. No precipitation for the most part, and temperatures were a lot more comfortable, especially with the dew points being lower. Let's take a look outside this morning at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort in just outside of Seneca, Missouri. As we start the motion, you can see the clouds broke up mid-morning, and in the afternoon, cumulus clouds started to develop across the area, and then as the sun goes down, those start to go away, and we're left with mostly fair skies. This morning, we dropped down to 64 degrees, but we warmed up to 87. But even though we got up to 87, it's still below the normals of 90 and 69. And of course, the records are 102 and 56. But look at the rainfall. We're almost 10 inches behind so far for the year. They had plenty of rain in Oklahoma yesterday and had been doing so for the last month or so. So flood advisories are in effect for many parts of the Sooner State. But unfortunately for us, we're staying high and dry. Temperatures, though, are very comfortable. In the 60s, 69 in Fort Scott, same thing in Nevada, 68 in Parsons right now. A little bit warmer down in Anderson, where they're currently sitting at 74. And for our friends in Bella Vista, they're currently sitting at 73. But with the lower dew points in the 50s, it's making it feel a lot more comfortable out there. 57 in Iola, 55 Double Nickel up there in Nevada and in Stockton. And when you look at the comfort level, that's about pleasant, downright refreshing earlier with lower dew points. And the dew points are going to be coming back, though, and that means the heat and humidity as well. And we're going to be looking at temperatures feeling right now in the 60s and 70s, which is right where they're supposed to be. But as we go through tomorrow, we're going to be feeling like it's in the upper 80s to lower 90s again. And then as we go into Tuesday, it's going to feel like it's in the low 100s across the area, especially in southeastern Kansas. So the heat and humidity is going to be making a comeback. Unfortunately, rain chances are going to be low for at least the next 36 hours, maybe an isolated storm or two. But even with those thunderstorms scattered around, precipitation amounts are not expected to be all that intense. Maybe an isolated storm producing 3/4 an inch or more, but that's about it. As we go through the forecast tonight, we're going to see mostly fair conditions with comfortable temperatures, generally lower 60s up towards the north, mid 60s to the south and west. And then tomorrow, temperatures are going to be rising into the upper 80s to around 90 degrees once again. And then as we go into Tuesday morning, we'll see some scattered showers, mainly on the Oklahoma side, with lows in the 60s. And then Tuesday afternoon, temperatures rising into the lower 90s on south winds. And then as we go into Wednesday morning, it's going to be pretty mild with lows only in the mid 70s to start out the day. And then it's going to be soaring up to the upper 90s by Wednesday afternoon with a high of 96. Then 30% chance of storms on Thursday and Friday, and then less or so on Saturday and Sunday. But temperatures are not going to get out of control, thank goodness, right around normal. But it would be nice to have some rainfall in here to help out with the drought. But looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that.
Yeah, that rainfall will be nice. Thank you. No way to beat this heat other than to go out and do some swimming. The Berserker Swim organization today hosted an annual swim meet at Joplin Schifferdecker Pool. More than 500 swimmers are taking part all across the Midwest. The meet offers an opportunity for participants to qualify for the upcoming long course championships held later in the month. Organizers say the Berserker organization caters to swimmers of all ages, from preschool to high school.
We get a lot of kids in the pool. It is so important. And we hope that once they try swim lessons, they give swim team a try because it's a great family sport.
They also provide swim lessons and training for elite level swimmers. Joplin Outlaws outfielder wins the Meek League Derby in a home run derby today. We have a phone interview with him coming up. Plus, the Kansas City Royals pick up a big win just before the MLB All-Star break. We'll go over the highlights next in sports.
Tonight is the Mink League Home Run Derby, which is being held at the Mink League All-Star Game in Chillicothe. The Joplin Outlaws outfielder William Kelly participated, and I think fans are going to find out he did pretty well. William Kelly dominated this event, and now it's official. Kelly is your Mink League Home Run Derby champion this year from the Joplin Outlaws. Kelly hit 9 home runs in the final round of the Derby to claim the prize. Kelly was selected to be in the Mink League Home Run Derby, but not the Mink League All-Star Game. Here's what William Kelly had to say about his performance.
I was just expecting to come out just like, I wasn't expecting to win at all. I was just coming in here to see how many I can hit. Then during BP, my swing was feeling a little bit off. So I went to the cage and just hit a few. Then as soon as I got in the Derby, it just felt so much more smooth and more fluent. It was kind of like, I was thinking that don't try to do too much. Just go up there and be me. Just swing the bat and just be more fluent instead of trying to force it out. Just let it happen. Let my hands work, and everything just worked out.
And speaking of the Mink League All-Star Game, it was followed up after the Home Run Derby. 9 players from the Joplin Outlaws are being represented this year. 5 players from the Nevada Griffins are also being represented in the game. Joplin's Colton Reynolds got the start in the outfield, while Nevada's London Penland and J.C. Berry got the start in the infield. But the Mink League South All-Stars did win this game just moments ago, 7-1 over the Mink League North All-Stars in Chillicothe. The 2023 MLB Draft kicks off tonight, and the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals both have first-round picks in this year's draft. Both teams are looking for some young talent that can one day be in the big league lineup. So here we go, the newest members of the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Kansas City is the 8th overall pick. They selected catcher Blake Mitchell out of Sinton High School in Texas. Meanwhile, the St. Louis Cardinals are looking for some help in the outfield, and well, they could use it in some pitching. They will take Chase Davis out of the University of Arizona, U of A. As the 3rd and the 10th rounds will continue for the draft tomorrow afternoon. The Cardinals and the White Sox are in the Windy City today. Top of the 4th inning, William Contreras sends this ball deep to left field into the corner, and he'll just sneak out of here for a solo home run. Game tied up 1-1. Flash forward to the 10th inning now, tied up 3-3. Paul DeYoung keeps it fair. Cards take a 4-3 lead now. So last chance for the Sox. Tim Anderson at the plate. Pitch is some heat right there, and he is gone. Cards hang on to beat the Sox 4-3. Royals at Guardians today in Cleveland. Check this play out here by Freddie Fermin, who makes an unbelievable catch for the out. That ball ricocheted off of Fermin's chest protector, and he goes out in front of it and makes a spectacular catch right there. What a play. Definitely a web gem for Fermin. So we head to the top of the 6th inning now. Michael Massey to the plate, 2-1 Royals lead, and he sends this ball with a line drive deep to right field. Kyle Isbell around third and score at home. Royals take a 4-1 lead off the 2-run single. To the 9th inning now. Last play of the game. Kyle Isbell looking like Superman out there in the outfield. An unbelievable catch. That will end the game. Royals win it 4-1 over Cleveland. The NBA Summer League is in full swing, which probably means you'll run into some familiar names. Former Kansas Jayhawk Grady Dick and former K-State Wildcat Marquise Noel now share the same locker room with the Toronto Raptors. However, on Sunday, the Raptors hit some bad luck in Las Vegas, and well, just like most of us, the Raptors lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers 99-76, but Grady Dick and Marquise Noel both had solid performances. Dick scores 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Noel, on the other hand, scores 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. And I also want to mention tonight, Pittsburgh State Gorilla Cordell Tinch is competing at the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championships. He finished in 2nd place just now at the men's 110-meter hurdles, just so close, 0.003 seconds behind first place. So congratulations to Cordell.
Wow, he was just a hair away.
Just a hair away, yes.
All righty, well, we'll be right back. A man who gave his life and his country nearly 80 years ago in World War II finally received long overdue honors and a proper burial in Garden City, Kansas on Friday. Army Sergeant Gregory V. Knoll was declared non-recoverable in 1951, but his remains were identified through advanced DNA testing in January. Austin Moran was at the ceremony. There were most people who attended weren't old enough to know Knoll, but they came to honor him and help bring closure to his family.
Though Sergeant Gregory Knoll died decades ago in Germany fighting in World War II, many still came to his funeral this afternoon.
To honor the family, to repatriate the remains, and give him the honor that he deserves as a fallen veteran. Important, very important. Can't express it enough of how important it is.
Dozens came to support a family member they never even knew.
It's only maybe one or two people here who actually knew Gregory. The rest of us have just heard about him.
Great niece Patty Knowles says she still can't believe he's back.
It was shocking. It was shocking. It's like, you're kidding. They found him.
Most are too young to have known Sergeant Knoll, but say they're just thankful he's finally home.
It feels like the closure of a chapter.
To see today, it's very much closure for him. Everyone's happy, glad to see he's home.
Wow, that's really nice.
Mm-hmm. We have some showers and thunderstorms in our forecast as we go through the next several days, but they're going to be very few and far between. Instead, we're going to get hotter on Wednesday and Thursday, and the next weekend a little bit cooler, upper 80s, still normal for this time of year, but we definitely need some more rainfall.
All right, and what's going on in sports?
Pittsburgh State Gorilla Cordell Tinch, yeah, he did finish in second place, but he will compete in Budapest, Austria, where he will, or Hungary, which I forget which one it is. Hungary, yes. He will compete there, and he will go for the World Championships. And folks, I really believe we have a future Olympian on our hands.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well, that's our time for now. Thank you for making us a part of your night.